Montana Attorney General makes a strong move today to change not only state law but U.S. law when it comes to using DNA evidence in past sexual assault cases.
I think this is a case where the law really has to catch up with the science, and the science here is forensic science.
Attorney General Tim Fox petitioning the U.S. Supreme Court to allow the prosecution of a suspect linked by DNA evidence to the rape of an 8-year-old Billings girl more than 3 decades ago.
Now, the case in question dates back to 1987 when a man entered a Billings home and sexually assaulted the 8-year-old. But it wasn't until 4 years ago that DNA taken from the scene of that crime was linked to White Sulphur Springs resident Ronald Tipton, who you see here. Part of that long delay was because Tipton's DNA wasn't entered into the national system until 2014. That's when he was involved in a drug crime in Marr County.
Rape charges were then filed against Tipton, but this past July, the Montana Supreme Court ruled Tipton could not be tried because the statute of limitations had expired. Fox now wants the nation's highest court to get involved.
This case is not only important for Linda Tokarski-Glantz, who has gone public with her story as that 8-year-old girl who was so viciously assaulted many years ago, but it's important for all survivors of sexual assault like this who, with new DNA evidence, could see justice not only brought to the perpetrators but closure for the survivors.
So we'll see the Supreme Court only accepts 60 to 65 cases per term. So yes, it's unlikely that this Tipton case will be accepted, but the Attorney General believes that all 50 state attorneys general could in fact get behind the case, filing friends of the court briefs, which would then increase the likelihood that the High Court would hear the case.
Now, Fox says he expects to know by the end of this year, and if successful, he hopes he can personally argue the case before the High Court.